friends, welcome back to another pottery tutorial. This month, in honor of Valentine's Day, we are making this adorable heart mug. So first, what you want to do is roll out a 1/2 centimeter slab. And I rolled out a little bit too much clay here, that's why I'm cutting some off. And with this 1/2 centimeter slab, you want to cut out 1 HM3 piece and 2 HM1 pieces. So that's going to be the base and the body of the mug. And if you're printing on pretty thin computer paper like I am, to stop the template from curling up, you can just very lightly use your rolling pin over the templates themselves, and that will stick them properly to your slab. Okay, we're going to use these scraps to roll out a 1 centimeter slab now for the handle. So this is HM2. Now that we have all of our pieces, it's time to start assembling. So we're going to start with the body of the mug. That's these 2 rectangular pieces. And I want you to cut each short end at a 45-degree angle. And what's really important is make sure you flip the rectangle in between. So each 45-degree cut is on the opposite side. This is going to make the sides of the heart line up properly. And if you don't have this little angle cutter that I have, that's totally fine. Just use a needle tool or a knife. And then we're going to start shaping it into a heart shape. So these seams are really important and they're a little bit tricky to do. Just do your best. So when you're assembling it here, my advice is to just focus on the seams right away. Don't worry so much about the shape of it right now. Just get those seams really well stuck. And if you're finding that your seams are looking a little weak, if you're worried about cracking, something you can also do is add a little coil to those seams to reinforce them a little bit. It's totally not necessary. I'm not doing it here, but it's something that you can do if you're not feeling super confident about your seams. Once your seams are well attached, try and, shape the heart to the shape that you would like it to be and place it on top of the HM3 piece, so the bottom of the heart mug. If you're having trouble shaping it, the walls of the mug should follow the shape of the base, the HM3 piece, with roughly a 1/2 centimeter gap all the way around. So you can also use this base piece to shape the mug. Okay, and then once it's shaped, we want to trace around the edges so we know exactly where to score. Remove it once again and score both sides. We're going to attach this just like we would attach any cylinder to any base. It's just a little complicated because you have to be careful with those seams. Make sure it's really well attached. And then once you're confident it's well attached, you can cut off the excess. And then go ahead and blend the base into the sides of the mug. And then I like to use a rib here to get a really clean kind of cut here, but also don't worry that it's not perfect yet because we're going to come back once it's leather hard to make this seam just invisible. Okay, now it's time to add the handle. So we're going to take our last piece and shape it into a handle shape. So this handle is designed to go on the point of the heart. However, if you want to stick the handle somewhere else, just don't cut out those 2 little triangular pieces. Just cut straight across when you're cutting out your handle, and you can put the handle anywhere else on the mug. And now I'm going to set it aside for leather hard. So you can see here that it's still a little bit off. It's not perfectly smoothed in yet. So I want to wait until it's leather hard. So for me in my basement studio, that is until the next day. Depends on the humidity and the environment in your studio. It might just be an hour or two for you. And then I'm going to go ahead and smooth it out a little bit more here. I'm shaving off some extra clay. Just smooth it out to the point that you're happy with it. The glaze will cover a few imperfections, and a little imperfections are just fine. Now our mug is done, and about a week later, we can pop it into the kiln for the bisque. I'm going to go ahead and glaze it white like I do for all my template samples, but I think that this piece would look really beautiful in a pink or a red color. Of course, for Valentine's Day. I'm wiping the glaze off the bottom so it doesn't stick to my kiln shelf. And back into the kiln. And here's the final result of our heart mug. I love it so much. I'm so relieved that it didn't crack along those edges. Once again, the seam is quite a tricky one, so don't worry if you're getting a little bit of cracking. This mug is a really hearty mug. It should hold 300 milliliters of water or tea, assuming a 10% clay shrinkage rate. That's a half of a pint. It's the perfect size for a cozy February afternoon. All right, friends, I'll see you in the next one.